What's going on, guys? It's Jaywalk from Futsu here again. And now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to coach youth soccer. Now, I'm going to be coaching you all the knowledge that I've learned from all my years and experience of being my own soccer player, traveling to 3 different countries, learning soccer in America, Korea, and Spain. I'm going to give you all the knowledge right here in this video. Without further ado, let's start it off.
Thank you, future Jaywalk. Well, let's get into the video. Well, who is this video mainly for? So this video is going to be mainly for, new coaches. You're old enough and you want to start coaching a team now, but you got to start with the little leagues first. But there's no problem with that. There's a ton of stuff that you can learn yourself and that you can teach these younger kids. And you're actually going to be the foundation, which is really important, which are youth coaches. The foundation that you teach to these kids are going to be able to really give them either a head start when they're growing up, or you could slow their progression as a player, and no one wants that. That's going to be my first point. You have to understand that you are in charge of teaching all these kids the fundamentals, even though that they might not take it as serious yet. They're just doing it for fun, or their parents they just set up these practices for them, just to get them socializing and into the sport. In the future, they might want to take it a bit more competitively, and you are the foundation. You have to set the foundation for them to set for their future, which is a really important job. It's really important for these young kids, to have a role model to look up to, and you have to be able to teach them fundamental, very, 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 very basic values. Basic values? You gotta teach them really basic values so that they can learn them in the future. When they grow up to become a better player, they're gonna already have the mindset of a correct and well thought out soccer player. I don't know what I'm saying. Teach them the foundation, give them the mindset and the base instinct, so that when they grow up, they won't have to change habits when the competition gets higher. You just wanna teach them good. Now, what do I mean by the fundamentals? Now, the basic things that you can teach them, they might want to learn these fancy moves that they see on TV. They might want to learn how to shoot a penalty or a free kick in the best way possible. They might just want to mess around and have fun all day. That's fine, but the exercises that you give them should work on 2 basic things. You should give them a foundation of, first, how to work their touch. Even though it might not be good, and might not even look good for players their age, you want to keep working their touch. Give them that just mentality and mindset of doing different type of touches, passes, dribbling, all these type of different touches. So to work on touch, just give them simple exercises to do, just random dribbling drills, scrimmages, lots of scrimmages. Kids love those, and they're actually one of the most beneficial exercises and the easiest to put up. You just need 2 teams against each other. You don't really need real goalkeepers. If they're on a smaller field right now, you could go maybe half or 1/4 of what you're usually using for a full-size game. Just set up 2 cones on each side and just have like small goals that don't really need a goalkeeper. You can add them if you want, but it's not really necessary. It's really just important that they learn how to play the actual game. You also want to teach them a basic, mindset. When I say mindset, I mean kind of like the strategies and tactics behind the sport of soccer. So when the kids start growing up, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, they start to develop as players and as kids, and you just want to set up maybe a simple strategy or technique or tactic as a team to get them in that team mindset. It might be like some movements from a goal kick. Maybe the defenders move up, they do certain movement, and the goalkeeper, it's all synchronized, and the goalkeeper knows to go long, do a short pass to maybe a central defender, or a long pass to one of the fullbacks. I don't know, but it's important to set a foundation and a knowledge of these type of tactics, stuff for like corner kicks, stuff for like throw-ins, and it's good for these players to know, so that if they grow up and they go to other team or another coach and they get in that situation, they'll already have that instinct of doing that certain movement. And even if it's not the one that the coach primarily wants and it's not beneficial for the team at that time, he'll already have that instinct to be able to follow the directions accordingly, to be able to just make up, not make up, but to have that same mindset, but just change the actual movement or the tactics for what the new coach wants. And they're already gonna have that knowledge of being able to execute a certain movement in that type of way. But now let's keep this in mind. These kids are not that competitive yet. And most of the parents are not gonna be happy if you don't outplay all the kids. You know, you might think that winning is important maybe for your own ego, or for all the parents, but in reality, you know, it's good to win, but it's not that important at that age or level. The more important thing is that every kid is able to have enough playtime in the games. In training and scrimmages, everyone should usually be involved. They should be. If they're not, that's kind of concerning. Everyone should be involved in the trainings, but especially during the game days, you want to make sure that you're doing a sufficient amount of substitutes to be able to make sure that, you know, all the kids are playing. Because it's not a competitive scene right now. It's not a competitive scene at this age yet, you know, and it just makes parents unhappy. It makes kids unhappy, because I know that kids that were benched as a younger player because coaches just decided that they didn't want to play them, and they became better as a player and they developed to a higher team or higher level, and different coaches, and they get benched as well, or they're not happy with enough play time they get, and it kind of affects them mentally, and like they think, oh, all I want to do is think about how much play time I'm getting, because that was developed as a younger player. You have to make sure that all these older players, or their mindsets, they're all developed from as a child and growing up. Another one similar to this, it actually hits me very personally, is do not make long lines. No long lines. Now, what do I mean by this? Oh my god. In exercises, you know, if they're doing like a one person against the goalkeeper, for example, and it's just like one after one after one on one, and it's just the whole team lined up, don't do that. Do not do that. From personal experience, I know that from when I was in training in Korea, there was a ton of exercises like this. You know, it was just like maybe like two people connecting passes, and they would go switch lines. And it's just the half the team here, half the team here, and the two people are doing a very basic movement or a very basic thing, and all the rest of the kids are just there, standing still. And all the exercises in trainings and practices, you want to make sure that everyone is at least doing something. So please do. It's just I don't know. As a tinier younger Jaewol, me in those lines just waiting for my turn, when you could be doing the exact same exercise maybe 4 times in a row with less people, and you could just have more people doing actions and, you know, being involved in the training at once instead of. So yeah, that's I don't know, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine when coaches have long lines and I'm not able to participate. Just again and again and again, it's just waiting. It's just the worst. Don't do that. Now, in the beginning of this video, I spoke a lot about how you should think about how competitive they're going to be in the future and how good they have to be in the future and how the mindset, blah, 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 blah. You can do those without being too serious as a coach. You know, the exercises you do, you know, you always want to throw in a little bit of fun and games always during the trainings. It never should be 100% work throughout the whole training or 100% seriousness. You want to make sure that the kids also stay interested in the sport, because it is a beautiful, beautiful sport. Add fun games here and there, just to make sure that the kids have a laugh, they're having fun and enjoying what they're doing at trainings, and not just there because, you know, the mom made them go. They just don't want to be there all the training. You want to make sure that, you know, you engage them in the trainings, make them have fun, but at the same time set up the foundation for them to be a better player in the future. And I think that's a good closing statement. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, hit subscribe, comment down below. You know, another tip for youth coaches out there teaching youth teams. And that's it. See ya.